Is your marketing back to front? It's one of my favourite headlines of the week, one of my favourite questions. I'll explain what I mean in just a minute. Hold your horses. First of all, who am I? I'm John Butt. This is Marketing for Owners, the podcast. You can find more details at marketingforowners.com/podcast. They're all there. This is episode 254. Gosh, there's a few. They're only 10 minutes. Don't you worry, it won't take you long. What I aim to do, in fact what I do according to people who write in, is give marketing nuggets in 10 minutes and business nuggets that I've learned from my umpteen years of getting grey hair in the business world. Stuff that actually works and doesn't really have to cost you anything. That's what it's all about. You create your self-marketing company that does the marketing for itself. You get on with a better organised life, doing things that you want to do, not that you have to do. Good, eh? So, how can we do this with marketing in the right order? Hang on, itchy nose. So, back to front. This is the 21st century. It is the world of content marketing. It is not the world of the old-fashioned advertising world. Now, don't get me wrong, ads still work. But in the old way, adverts interrupt their way into your life. Okay, that is, for example, you watch TV. You're sitting there, you're watching your movie, you're watching your TV show, and all of a sudden, adverts. And you think, oh, you sit there, you maybe even turn over, see what else is on, if you've TiVoed it, etc. You didn't want to see the adverts, you want to see the TV. You may be reading a magazine, and halfway through your article, it says, continued on page, whatever, and then you have to flick through a few pages of adverts. In virtually everything, you're driving along, you've got billboards on the side of the road. Pretty much everywhere you are, adverts bombard you. There's all that data to say how many adverts you see every day, but it doesn't really matter. The premise is the same. They interrupt their way into your life to try and get your attention. That is the old way. That is back to front. The new way with content marketing or inbound marketing is not to bombard people with adverts they don't want to see that interrupt them, but to put information out and about in the places where your target potential customer will look and have them choose to come to you. Do you see the difference? They choose to come and find out what you've got. You don't have to interrupt them and shout at them what you have. It's a big, big, big difference. And this works. Customers, potential customers, want information. You sell a product or service, which means you're an expert. You know everything, all the ins and outs about your product or service, and so do your staff and your team. So you can provide the information that your potential customer may be looking for. You can put it in the places they look for it. So that can be social media, it can be on the internet, or it will be on the internet via your website. Social media, of course, involves Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Google+, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it, there's loads of them. They're all free. Some people love Instagram. Some people are addicted to Facebook. I think we're all addicted to Facebook. Some people are Twitter aficionados. If you can put your information in these places, aimed specifically at your ideal customer, when they look in their favourite place for information about something that you supply, you are going to come up. Then They haven't been forced. They have been given the information that they were looking for. They will choose to come to you. This is a big difference. It's the right way round. Another thing is, if you're producing a new service or a product, have you asked your customer? Or do you just make it? Do you go to all the expense of building out the service, making a product, and then approaching your customer and say, hey, we've got this for sale? Or do you do it the right way round? Because the other way would be back to front. Are you doing it the right way, where you ask some of your select customers what products or services they'd want, or that you're thinking of providing a service and you're thinking of doing it like this and would like their opinion? Is this something that would interest them? Is there a better way of doing it? Are there features they would like? Then your customer, first of all, not only thinks they're important to you because you asked, but they get an opportunity to give the input that's necessary, and you get it. So in the UK, our supermarkets are notorious at abandoning half of the fruit and veg that their growers grow for them because it's not the right shape, it's not clean, it's not lovely and straight and a perfect looking things. They have these laser gadgets on things that reject potatoes that are bad shape and all that kind of thing, and carrots that are not quite straight. It's remarkable. Most of us customers would say, why? We're only going to cut it up and put it in a casserole or something. And the supermarket say, well, this is what our customers want. Is it really? Did they just give it to us and have us like it? Did they ever ask us what we want? Did they ever give us a choice? No, not really. They think we want because we like it. But had they asked, we like what we're given, but had they asked us, was there an alternative? Would we like the other way? We'd have probably said, they're fine as well. Makes it cheaper and everything. That's another story. But what most people get wrong is they're doing it the old way, where you give people what you want to give them because in your mind you think this is great. But it's not about you. It's about them. It's about your customer, your potential customer. You need to be giving them what they want, not what you think they want. Okay? Get it right. Don't get it back to front. Okay? Get your customers to come to you. Don't go shouting at your customers. Produce services and products that your customers want. Don't produce things that you want them to have. Don't get it back to front. Today is Thursday. Today is time for a Drive Time podcast. Today we are going to recommend Lewis Howes. If you're not in my world and then you haven't heard of Lewis Howes, the guy is great. I first met Lewis years ago. He is, not only is he genuinely good, but he is the archetypal internet marketer done good. He was an American professional footballer in lower leagues and so on, but gloss over that. But he got injured. He ended up on his sister's couch, lay around for a while, discovered he is good at LinkedIn, built a reputation, and became a master connector. He's someone who is just destined to be great. He has a great personality. He's very humble, and he's a great connector. So everyone likes to think they know Lewis Howes. Now, he explains his entrepreneurial journey and teaches others, and he's a go-getter. He's very good with it. Lewis's product and his podcast is called The School of Greatness. Now, he's actually just, at the time of this, just had a book come out called The School of Greatness. It's his first book. Another one about LinkedIn, I think, some years ago, but proper book. Lewis is just great. He's the type of person that you'll feel inspired to follow. He makes it doable, makes it sound like something you can relate to, something you can do. I advise that you listen to Lewis's podcast, you read his book, you read his material, you follow him online. And if you ever come across him, say hello. He will help you out. The guy's great. And he's so darn young. He's got a big, big future. All right, remember that. Lewis Howes, The School of Greatness, his podcast. You'll find it on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, all the other things. Just look it up in Google. You'll get straight to it. I'll have something good for you tomorrow.